Hello everybody, welcome back for some Stormgate action. We have the EGCTV Stormgate Open Qualifier that it was at the end of the Next Fest Stormgate Open Beta. And trying to qualify for top 64, we have uThermal on a Vanguard going up against Highdra on the Infernal pieces. So it's a double Dutch knockout here. And Highdra, of course, the grinder of all RTS games and goddamn good at all of them somehow. And uThermal, the best content creator you've ever seen on the planet. And he's playing this tournament to get more of that content. Scout is scouting out the Highdra base here and sees that it's Conclave first. Mining a little bit of Trillium so he can afford a Gaunt. And now sending out 2 imps to secure a super fast expansion here for the Infernal. On the other side of the map, we see uThermal rallying over his barracks and producing a Lancer here to go for a quick resource camp clearing strategy. Habitat's already down, signifying that uThermal does need a bit more of that supply. Shroudstone going down to make sure that Highdra is safe against any of those scout rushes with the Beryllium Claws. And now the expansion does go down, and uThermal immediately scouting the fact that this is happening. Does go into the base. Nice Gaunt setup here, actually. Going for an Iron Vault as well. This Gaunt is unkillable by 2 or 3 scouts, I think. Very cool. Some Trillium being mined now for uThermal as well, because he's already 12 out of 12. Second Lancer coming up to that resource camp. I guess with the scout, they could start taking it down, and just 2 Lancers already go and take down this Spooter. Getting that extra Luminite for uThermal. And probably going to pay for his expansion. Meat Farm going down for Highdra as well. And the Shroud Zone is already completed, and now this Natural already 3/4 of the way done. Lancers moving on to the next resource camp as well. Getting a little bit of that experience, trying to get that veterancy up on your units, plus just the resources that you do get from killing these resource camps. 20 Illuminites times 4, that's 80 Illuminite, that's not bad. Expansion now going down for uThermal, pre-boosted Bobs. And still that 1 Rax Lancer production. The other side we see Highdra has 3 Gaunts and a Brute now, going out onto the map. Doesn't have to be too afraid of any attacks because of this Shroudstone defending. Going for the Vision Camp and perhaps also going for the Speed Camp. Going to get a lot of those Fiends up and running. uThermal already onto the 4th resource camp. Does lose the dog, Sag. But does gain a bunch of resources for it. Going for the Vision Camp as well. So uThermal really clearing out all of these neutral camps onto the map. And Highdra only getting, 1 Vision Camp. And now does get the Speed Camp. Taking down these goats. Going to get 5 Fiends operational. And those boys are pretty fast. Now we do have a Fiend scouting out everything uThermal's doing. And actually uThermal going through the trees and going down a 3rd base. Where is his army right now? His army is at the health camp, but Highdra is moving in. He's moving in onto the 3rd base, and he knows, he sees it right now. He probably just clicked the natural, and suddenly his units walked in. He's like, what? The pathing gave it away. Oh my god, the 3rd base is going down. Gets cancelled right away. Bob also goes down, and Highdra is in the natural of uThermal here. Lab is not even completed yet, so no Lancer upgrade is ready, and that's a lot of Fiends. Another Lancer does pop out here. And uThermal can defend the rest of his base, but does get his 3rd base cancelled. Now that hurts. Nice timing there by Highdra, and uThermal kind of got destroyed by the pathing of the game. Because Highdra clicked here. He clicked in the natural. He probably assumed that he would walk all the way around and go to the natural. But because the trees were cut down, the army went straight through. Fiends are here, ready to do another run by if an opportunity presents themselves. And here is a Doombringer. We do have a Greater Shrine already online for Highdra. And the Doombringers are pretty scary because they instantaneously unload all of the units. He does get on top of the natural bobs. And 0 of them go down. Ooh. Tries to get additional bounces by attacking the command post here of the Gaunts. That's super cool. If you get another bounce, one of these bobs might die. Suddenly there's a fiend, kills the other bobs. Oh my god, and now going for the lab. He has a pretty good choke here. Lancers go in. Don't quite get us around onto the Brute. There's an Exo here as well, targeting down a Gaunt. And a couple kills go the way of uThermal. And now the Doombringer does load up and gets out of there. And a bit of mining has been denied here for uThermal. But we do have the Lancer upgrade already. Getting the Exo upgrade as well. He's sitting pretty on 2 barracks here. We're getting a sentry post over here at the main base Trellium Mine. And also a sentry post at the 3rd base. Look at this Doombringer coming on in. How do you deal with this? There's no hangar bay just yet. So no Hornets. And no evac even to like ferry around your units. Oh my god, the Exos, actually the Gaunts just going on them. Nice targeting, nice kiting. And the Exos stay alive. And now this Doombringer can't stay in the main base. Behind this though, Highdra taking a 3rd. Moving us in towards perhaps even taking a 4th base. Dude, this Doombringer is just doing all of the work. I think the Fiends went in at some point as well, but we kind of missed it. I'm sorry about that. Ooh, attacking from the low ground with the Gaunts. I like it a lot. Getting that little bit of vision, or remaining vision, from the Fiends dying there. Getting a couple shots off. Now Doombringer just going back into the main base. Do see sentry post with a Lancer inside, so perhaps don't want to throw your units into a chainsaw. And indeed, Highdra getting that 4th base out. This boy getting rich. Do have a Shadow Cleft out as well, so Magmadons could be on the field. And we could also be seeing that Brute upgrade. We'll have to see when a Brute explodes. If it produces 3 Fiends instead of 2, then he does have the upgrade. We do see the Magmadons coming out, so this is probably the Demon Trample upgrade, or Demon Tremors. Another drop happening, targeting down these habitats, which do have a pretty low HP. One Fiend does get spawned into the mineral line here, and actually doing quite a bit of damage. Brute goes down there, but the Doombringer does survive. Look at the Fiend, it's just going to town, but barely doesn't get any SCVs. Doombringer got pretty low there, but the Exos didn't quite manage to take it down. And look at all of this enriched Trellium ready to be mined. Now Highdra taking this opportunity of uThermal just having to stay at home. Look at his army, it's so big, but he has to stay at home because of his goddamn Doombringer. And now Highdra just taking down all of these resource camps, or at least 2 in the middle of the map. And again, these Gaunts come out, target down the habitat. Oh my god, this Exo gets really low. The Exos do target down one of the Gaunts. Exos, oh, barely don't get the last shot on the Doombringer. Would have been really nice. And now, oh my god, it can teleport back. What a crazy unit. It actually teleported back to the main base of Highdra. And now uThermal finally gets himself out onto the map. This Doombringer was too low HP to risk all of the Gaunts. And uThermal actually gets on top of the first Magmadon. Really nice catch there. Beautiful fight. Second Magmadon already getting killed, and the Magmadons don't even get close to getting on top of those Exos. 3rd trample being used kind of defensively. A little bit too overzealous there. Now, oh my god, the Gaunts getting sniped. Very nice fight here by uThermal. Really making the most out of his units. Getting all of that veterancy going onto these Exos. And he's pushing Highdra back. But Highdra already on the 4th basis. He can kind of afford to trade badly. uThermal now going for a 4th base of his own. And I think if he gets that established and defended, he can like tack up with those extra resources. We do have the command center now uplined, the tier 2 for uThermal. And I expect to see a couple medtechs being added on here sooner rather than later. Getting that vision camp here for uThermal. So he can see the Shroud here. He knows about this expansion now. So what is he going to do about it? More Exos coming out. His army is quite huge. And walking up to this Shroud Stone that was manifested just now. Giving that extra Shroud, giving a forward position for Highdra to recharge his white health. And uThermal taking down another Vision Camp, making sure that if the Doombringer wants to hustle, but it can't quite do that. Ooh, gets that Lotus, gets a little bit of a HP on his rank 2 Exo. We are here in a little bit of a lull. 2 barracks making a shield for this sentry post with an Exo inside, which of course does AoE damage. More barracks coming out, so this is a very important position for uThermal now. He has a lot of production put forward, so he can reinforce his troops really fast. But if Highdra gets on top of it and he starts losing this position, then uThermal is in a world of hurt. We see a 6th base going down and a 5th base completing for Highdra. And he has a lot of the map now. This top left base now gets 2 Lancers running towards it. uThermal just noticing it, sending out a lot of troops to try and deal with it. But Highdra is in the middle of the map. And he might get on top of the production of uThermal before uThermal is in position, and that would be bad news bears. We do see a Cybernetics Lab, or Robotics Lab, I'm not sure, coming down for the Atlases. But Highdra is on top of your Mecha Bay. Can you ever get an Atlas out of there? Now we do have this one sentry post doing work. The 6th base does get cancelled there for Highdra, but we have the Weavers on deck. These big AT-AT Star Wars walkers have a harpoon ability. They have a lot of health. They can consume fiends to regain a lot of health. And did I mention the abductability also does damage? The big thing is that, well, they are big, but they are slow as all hell. So you can really try to abuse, oh my god, flame on imps getting onto that army, and the banelings or the flamed on imps do take care of that small army. I guess we call it Ignite. That would be a nice, has a nice ring to it. First Atlas is out. Oh my god, gets immediately abducted. No, not the Atlas. And now Highdra is moving in. He's like, you don't have an Atlas. You don't have a good defensive position here. And this is a lot of Exos though, but look at that. Exos getting yoinked in again by these Weavers. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Weavers. How do you deal with that? Look at the Exos just getting peeled away one by one by one. And uThermal, it has to be worth it for him to poke with the Exos. But with this many Weavers, is it ever worth it? Another Exo just get pulled out. This sentry not getting the repairs that it needs. Going down, Mecha Bay goes down, and now the Cybernetics Lab, or the Robotics Lab, I don't know, goes down as well. We do see a counterattack here at the 4th base of Highdra, but the 6th base is being re-established. And oh no, uThermal has to forfeit his 4th base and like 4 barracks. A Mecha Bay, we saw the Cybernetics Lab as well. Like, this is getting from bad to worse for uThermal. Also, a lot of fiends in the natural, killing all of his mobs because of this one gaunt. We have the vision from the Weaver here. That is disgusting. Oh no, we do finally have a Medtech here, but what can uThermal do? His army is getting torn apart, and he doesn't have a lot of Exo left. The Gaunts using their speed upgrade, and Highdra just moves back, tries to deal with this force in his 4th base. And he's like, what do you really have, uThermal? You don't have Bobs on your natural. You don't have a 4th base. I just killed half your infrastructure. I can just deal with this, build more units. I even have a Flayed Dragon. Hellborn's being added on as well. Oh my god, Highdra with the magnificent army. It's just, it's enormous mostly. Oh, look at these Weavers. I just hear Star Wars music in my head right away. Dup, 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 da-dum, dum, da-dum. Like on a Hoth. They're moving towards the shield generator, but psych, the shield generator was already destroyed, and now what do? They just roam around like zombies. Mini Exoforce trying to get some value here, but there's a Flayed Dragon doing a lot of damage, infesting the Exos immediately. The double infest from both the Gaunts and the Flayed Dragon spawn a million fiends. And uThermal GG's out here, and Highdra takes the first game. And for game number 2, we are loading into Secluded Grove. That's the map with the super base. And Highdra probably not going to be switching up his build because it worked out pretty well in game number 1. And he now going for that conclave first again. The scout's moving across the map. And uThermal using that boost to build a barracks with just one of his Bobby boys. Let's see if he's going for the scout build or if he's going for the Lancers once again. I think the Lancers on this map are a little bit worse because the resource camps are so far away from each other. Like, they're in both of the corners of the map. Scout is trying to get a couple imp kills here. Conclave about to finish up, so we'll probably see a Gaunt coming up. And then 2 imps to expand. Habitat coming out from uThermal, and where is this path going? So probably going Lancers here once again for uThermal, because there's no Trillium being mined. And another expansion coming out by Highdra here. 2 imps and a Gaunt is enough to shoo away that scout. Does get a Shroud Stone down again. Guess he could cancel this to get that extra money and then build the expansion a little bit earlier. But that's not super safe, I suppose. Because there could still be Verilium Claws coming out. But it's probably not, because there's already a first Lancer. Second one underway. So uThermal also kind of doing a similar build to game 1. Starting to mine Trillium as soon as he has 12 workers on that Luminite. And I think the cool thing about this map is that you have this, like, these Trillium mines that are, like, you still have to open them. And on one side, you want to open them ASAP, because then you get that sweet, sweet enriched Trillium. But on the other side, you want to build a base next to it right away, and then open it up. Because then you get that super short worker path onto the Trillium. So it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Now Highdra going out for the speed camp with the Gaunts, getting a little bit of those fiends. He's kind of a fiend farmer himself. Whereas uThermal now going for that vision camp and sending out 3 boosted bobs to build his natural expansion command post. The goats put up a good fight, but the Gaunts are better, and now the fiends spawn out of their corpses. This is alien style. And not picking up the speed camp because now the timer doesn't go down. And uThermal, scouting the speed camp, sees that there are no goats, so he knows what Highdra just did. But if you look at this, the vision camp has a timer, but the speed camp does not have a timer. So Highdra making it very hard to know for uThermal where his army is at the moment, and so it's hard to contest the creeping. Now 4 Lancers going out to maybe contest a little bit of creeping, meet up with 5 Fiends and 3 Gaunts, and decide to not go for the fight. I'm not sure who's favored there in that fight, but one of the Lancers was already a little bit scrapped up. And now Highdra going for that secondary speed camp here, so going to increase his count of Fiends even further. And we see, ooh, Greater Shrine here comes out, bada bing, bada boom. And are we going to see one of those Doombringers once again? Because on this map, you have this terrible line of sight blocking dead space, where those Doombringers can just chill for days. And you just can't deal with it unless you have a scout that can give you vision, or you have the Hornets coming out of your hangar bay. But we don't see a hangar bay rush here. We see a lab getting the Lancer upgrade and probably getting the Exo upgrade after that. Scout's still alive though and sees the Doombringer. Okay, so uThermal can be ready for this. That's a good thing at least for him, but this is still going to be pretty rough. Is that 3 Lotuses on one spot or just 1 Lotus with additional animations? And Highdra actually snuck by here, taking down all of these goats, getting a lot of fiends here, and the Lancers go down like, huh, what are you doing in my backyard? And the zombie just looks up, he's like, I'm just eating brains, what are you doing? Doombringer now in the main of uThermal. And uThermal's Lancers making sure that this force can't do too much to his natural. And the Doombringer going back. Actually, no forces were inside of the Doombringer, so it was kind of a fake out by Highdra. Very cool. Just putting it into vision of uThermal so that maybe he reacts to it. Oh, look at that. Look at the fake out movement from these Doombringers from Highdra already. uThermal putting his 3 Exos in the main base, looking for this Doombringer. And Highdra, in the meanwhile, taking a 3rd base once again. Look at the map control that this one boy with the big eye gets you. It even has white health. Crazy. 4 Exos here and they can't deal with it. Look at this. Look at this. They can't see it. They just can't see it. Only the spidey senses of uThermal know. But even the spidey senses aren't enough for this bullshittery. What is this? Another speed camp going down for the Infernal player. This map is crazy for Infernal. 4 speed camps? Oh my god, and the resource camps are so far away? That's actually cray-cray. Drop now lands in the main, but uThermal is there, ready to deal with it. Exo upgrade is coming out. So before that's finished, he doesn't really want to move out anyways. And that's a lot of fiends. As you can see, now we do see the countdown. With this one, you don't. I think that's cool. I guess maybe you can mine this out and go for the resource camp, but it's still so far away. This map is kind of weird. Habitat under fire here, under siege by the double brute for Gaunt Force out of the Doombringer, and they indeed bringing the doom. Look at them. So stupid. You almost just want to build 1 scout here, just to deal with it, but that just takes a lot of, like, barracks production time away. Although, I guess the scouts produce decently fast, but still. 4th base going down for Highdra. He already has his 3rd up and running. No such thing for uThermal on the map. And now the Doombringer unloads all of his forces and kind of, I wouldn't say gives up, but stops doing the drop harassment. There is a sentry post in the natural to deal with that. So uThermal could just repair this up, go back. He has a sentry post with a Lancer in it as well. So that's 2 Lancers staying at home here. But uThermal is moving out. He does have that quick draw hustle on his Exos. So the Exo upgrade plus the Lancer upgrade is on deck, or are on deck. Troutstones going down here, or meat farms going down for Highdra. And, ooh, uThermal getting on top of that army, but the first Weaver is out for Highdra here, ready to yoink in some of those units. And, whoop, there goes 1 Exo, immediately making this trade a lot better for Highdra. So we do have Ritual Chamber and also the Shadow Cleft. So we have all of the tech for Highdra already. He can do all of the stuff that he wants to do. Probably getting that Flame On upgrade for the Imps as well. And look at that. uThermal going for the super base. Imps were dropped onto the speed camp. Oh my god, they Flame On and they get a lot of workers here. Destruction. And I don't know where the Doombringer went, but he dropped them into the speed camp. That is crazy. Dude, the harassment. Oh, it probably just recalled. It's so weird. The Doombringer can recall. What a unit. Oh my god. Abduct's going down onto more Exos. And Highdra probably also targeting these high veterancy Exos when he can. Oh, 1 Exo goes down to the damage over time that Gaunts have for some reason. 1 Lancer does get yoinked into the base or into the army of Highdra. And I think uThermal still taking good trades here, but Highdra doing his best to get good trades as well. These Weavers now kind of lacking behind. Are they out of position? And one of them does get targeted down by uThermal right away. And these Weavers, of course, not. They don't come cheap. And now second one gets targeted down as well. But these Exos, couple of them are stuck in the back. But nice targeting down. Brutes get targeted down as well. Oh, Imps, get ready in the shrubbery. They are ready for a gank. Is this League or is this Stormgate? And this Exo Force is kind of toying around with it. Oh, shooting down more Imps. Nice trades here by uThermal. Oh my god, top bar ability. And the Imps come into the army. Oh my god, Highdra puts down the top bar ability. uThermal instinctively wants to get out of it and then runs into the Imps. Does shoot down 2 of them, but one of them does connect onto the soft well, backline of uThermal, which is just all exos. They don't have that juicy Lancer stats. Now, the super base has been opened up, but he hasn't started producing it just yet. Does have to rebuild a bunch of bobs because of the imps in his base. Another Doombringer coming up with 3 units inside. Probably going to be more of those imps, which will ignite themselves and bring more death and destruction to the mineral lines of uThermal. And goes on in. The Shroud does kind of reveal that there is a drop here. Imps ready to ignite. And there they go. They ignite. They run into the mineral line. Some splits go down, but a lot of bobs do go down. 8 bobs went down there once again. And uThermal. Oh, no-y. Oh, no-y. That is not good. He's taken a lot of damage here. Still hasn't taken the center of the map. And Highdra sitting on 4 bases already. Getting down a bunch of Shroud Stones that is now hard to fight into. And this 3rd base did take a lot of damage from the Exo push, but didn't get killed. And now I think Highdra can kind of turn this game around, even though it was looking pretty good for uThermal. Those 2 drops from Highdra doing a lot of... I loved the speed camp drop. That was crazy, honestly. That was really cool. Trellis Mine opened up here for Highdra. Another one also opened up here near the natural. And we only see 1 Weaver left. And, oh, uThermal diving on top of the Weaver gets another Weaver kill. uThermal's doing such a good job of taking down... Oh, imps only stay alive 4 seconds once they have ignited. So you can just walk away from them. And there's no way to save them, basically, I think. Maybe you can pick them up into a Doombringer or something, but... Only 1 Magmadon on deck right now. So uThermal doing a really good job of thinning out all of these high-tech units from Highdra. But he does have a big army of standard units, lower tier units, and he has a 4th base. So he has a lot of money. Now uThermal does take the center base. He has the super base. So perhaps that can do something from... Oh my god, another Doombringer coming out. Vision Camp was not taken. So perhaps uThermal is going to lose more workers here to more ignited imps. And here they walk into Vision. They ignite themselves and they run on in there into the natural and take down 6 bobs once again from uThermal. That's a lot of lost workers this game for uThermal. Luckily, he does have the super base now. And he has a 3rd expansion, so he can rebuild a lot of those boys. But he really needs a little bit of time to reap the benefits of this center base. And Highdra here, look at that. Only 1 Magmadon. And is moving in to open up the shrubbery. And all of the trees get killed by the trample. And now Highdra is ready to move on in here. And oh my god, gets on top of the sentry post right away. Can't get repaired by uThermal here. A lot of exos here, though. Gets on top of the Gons. Does a lot of damage here. No extra units here for Highdra. And you see that once there are no high-tech units here for Highdra, uThermal can actually trade pretty well. He's kind of owning this army right now. And keeps his 3rd base alive. Sentry posts have been taken down, though. And maybe some bobs went down as well. Trellis Mine being mined from here as well. So Highdra can start reinvesting into a lot of these high-tech units if he wants to. We have 1 Magmadon re-added into the army, and these exos doing a really nice job of kiting some Gons. Do catch out the exos here on the right, but still, I feel like these trades are favoring uThermal here. But Hydra's army is pretty gosh darn big right now, so I would like to see just 3 sentry posts, at least. Just put some exos in there, or Lancers, that's also cool. I'm not sure, I don't know the numbers on these sentry posts. Like, which ones are better for what? Like, which ones are more cost effective? Doombringer scouting out the potential other 3rd base here for uThermal. So Highdra kind of knows that this is uThermal's 3rd base. There might be one here, but that would have been recent as well, because he's flown here with his Doombringer a couple times. So Highdra is in the know that this is your crutch in this game. This is your lifeline, uThermal. If I kill this base, you are in a world of hurt now. We have 2 sentry posts, 3rd sentry post going down, might even be a 4th one here, or that seems like a habitat, but still kind of blocks brutes from coming into this sentry post. If you can get some mass repair going on to this sentry post, I think uThermal might be able to hold on here. Get a 4th base. 5th base going down for Highdra, though. And we see 2 Weavers and a Hellborn being added back on into the army. So, oh, Bob's running away. But some of them also going forward. And this one Exo, rank 2. Really ready for a fight. 4 Weavers now being added on in there. Bunch more gaunts coming out from Highdra as well. This army from Highdra is massive. And we see 3 Exos getting targeted right away. The sentry post goes down as well. No repairs on that. Only the sentry post in the back. We see big healing going on to this army. But this choke might not favor uThermal if he gets driven back any further. Sentry post goes again down to the Fiends. And the repair not in time. The 3rd base also going down. And Highdra takes down the 3rd base of uThermal, and kind of with that, his dreams become memes. Because this army is just way too big from Highdra, and it's stuck. And Highdra taking down uThermal in a best of 3, 2-0. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this cast. Be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.